whilst the Gregor name might not be overly familiar to you, his dad, Jerry Marshall, will both be definitely familiar to anybody who was into watching some seriously powerful, especially Vauxhalls. Jerry Marshall took some Vauxhalls and put some infeasible engines in them. Put it this way, the Visa you got taken to school in was nothing like the one that Jerry drove. Gregor, welcome to the commentary booth, sir.
Thank you very much for the welcome, and thank you for allowing me to be here, and thank you for the Yorkshire weather.
Yes, put it this way, today is definitely improvements on yesterday.
It is, yes. Yeah, yesterday was a little bit cold, wet and miserable. Setting's beautiful still, but the weather today, yeah, much better, much more like it.
Yeah, we can actually see the view, we just have to work on the theory that we actually did have one yesterday. Now, though you aren't competing because your car's not ready, there's a lot of Vauxhalls here and cars here that are, shall we say, tributes to your dad. Just run us through them. And some of your dad's exploits, because I mean, I told you before we turned the mics off, one of your dad's final comments to me when I saw him there, I think it was on Bosch if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, your dad was definitely a character.
Oh, yeah, an incredible character. Yeah, potentially not the best father in the world. Definitely the biggest character in the world.
And as a journalist, you have to pick and choose your time for anyone to talk to him.
Yeah, I could understand that. He can be very direct in his language at times. So he generally best well. But yeah, trying to encapsulate his escapades into a quick interview can be very difficult. But to those of you that haven't heard of Jerry Marshall, Dad started with minis in the early 60s. Pretty successful in them. In fact, one of the minis that he raced in 1965 was here, being driven by a gentleman called Peter Flanagan.
Right.
Which Dad raced at Smithton in a random European touring contest.
Just out of interest, what number car is that?
I'm not sure which number it is. I know the registration is 110NNM.
Right.
And it's the ex-Anita Taylor mini, so it's a very sort of baby blue colour with a mauve strip through it. So yes, he raced minis, and he actually raced minis against a gentleman called Bill Blythenstein, who then went on to set up BBC Vauxhall and the worst Vauxhall racing. And Bill had been so impressed with Dad's driving that he asked Dad to be the works Vauxhall driver in 1967.
Because your dad was, shall we say, spectacular behind the wheel, wasn't he?
He was very spectacular. He was very sideways.
Yeah.
It's always a bit of a sort of misconception of people thought Dad was sideways all the time, but he was sideways when he knew he was going to win, when he knew he could entertain people.
A bit of show off.
Exactly. For him, people he wouldn't be able to race without the spectators, without the marshals, so he wanted to put on a show for people. So when he was going to win, he put on the show. If he knew it was going to be tough, it was very neat and tidy. So you could always tell if you ever watch any footage of him, if he's neat and tidy, because he's really tried, he knows he's going to win. So yeah, in 67 he raced the Vauxhall, in the Vauxhall Visa HB, in Group 2, which was British touring cars back then, and then Special Toulouse. And one of the cars that he raced in 1971 was actually a replica on here today, being driven by Colin Robbins. I've actually driven that car a couple of years ago at Crystal Palace. Colin's done an incredible job. Yeah. If anyone gets a chance, go and have a look at this car. The workmanship is fantastic. And then yes, so there's a couple of Vauxhall Magnums. One driven by Tom Alexander, and that's actually a car that Dad raced in 1977 at the Spartan 24-hour race. And he finished second overall, sharing with Peter Block, the Australian touring car legend. There's a Chevrolet Forenza Can-Am here, one driven by Mick Stafford, which is the V8 Vauxhall. And yeah, this is the Vauxhall perspective about that match for this weekend. Unfortunately, I was supposed to be here in my Vauxhall Forenza, but just wasn't ready on time, and I feel slightly disappointed that I've let it come down, especially seeing the weather and the track. It looks incredible.
I mean, that's the one thing. People, you talk about saloon car racing, everybody thinks of Ford, BMW, and all the rest. A lot of the time, apart from when John Cleland drove the Cavaliers in the touring car, people tend not to think about how competitive and successful Vauxhalls were. And it's something your dad put Vauxhalls on the map in many ways.
Yeah, definitely so in the early 70s and throughout the 70s. Digs in Vauxhall, they got money from the dealer network. Vauxhall were very anti-motor racing. The dealer network saw how successful Ford had been with the old adage of racing on Sunday, sell on Monday. So the dealers backed DCD and Vauxhall. But yeah, it wasn't always Vauxhalls. Yeah, Dad then went into Fords in the very late 70s and early 80s, racing Capris, and one of his best friends and competitors back then, Graham Scarborough's here in the yellow track marshal Capri. Unfortunately, Graham's supposed to be in one of Dad's old Capris, which he also owns, but unfortunately it wasn't ready, so he bought his other Capri, and you'll see Graham will be pretty spectacular on the hill climb, definitely one to watch.
So, are you a little bit sad that you're not competing?
Yeah, definitely. As soon as you sit, especially sitting up here and seeing the track, the view of the track, and I was just talking to Graham Scarbough before I came up here and a couple of the other competitors, and saying how fantastic the track is, and what an honour it is to be here. Even though I'm not competing, it's still an honour to be here.
Have you had the chance to drive up the hillside?
I haven't done. I'd love to go. This is incredible.
It's only short, it's very narrow. Somebody's put straw bales where a lot of the competitors wish they had put straw bales. But for such a short hill climb, it's extremely technical. I was saying earlier on, to use a rallying term, it's definitely nattering in parts.
Yeah, no, I can see that. There seems to be a couple of off-camber corners, a couple of downhill corners into some heavy braking zones. But it does look incredible. I was very lucky a few years ago to do the Best of the Speed at Goodwood, and that seemed very narrow.